Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. All right, please continue to pray as hard as you can over the next 3 days. I'm going to be spending some time with my future in-laws, and it's created a lot of anxiety for me over the last couple of days. I almost lost my passport again. You remember about a month ago, I was in a different hotel when one of my roommates was upset about how loud my snoring was, and the next day my passport disappeared, and I thought maybe he hid the password to give me a lot of trouble. And the reason I thought that was because I was at another hostel 7 years earlier, and this guy was really annoying. I wanted to make a move on this girl, but he wouldn't let me have any word in the conversation. He just completely monopolized the conversation. And what was even more frustrating was that during the conversation, I found out he had a girlfriend, and it wasn't even like he was vying for her. He was just being uh, unobservant of everything around him, and it was really upsetting. As we were sitting at the table, I still remember his bag was in between the two of us, but his face was somewhere else. You know, he was so lost in his conversation, and I noticed his passport was sticking out of his bag, and I so badly wanted to steal his passport, and so that he would have trouble getting home or just damage the passport. I so badly wanted to just sneak his passport out of the bag and then just mark it up with permanent marker. And so when I lost my passport a month ago, I thought my roommate had caused me trouble. Turned out I dropped it in between the bed and the wall, and it got camouflaged against the wall. The wallpaper was blue, and then somebody stole my money the next week. Same hotel. I had a lot of bad luck with that one, which is really frustrating because I had really good luck the last time I stayed at that hotel last December. You guys remember? And but last couple of days I've been misplacing stuff all over again. I almost lost my passport again yesterday. What had happened was I'm just about to travel today, and I wanted to make sure I didn't lose my passport, so I hid it in the middle of my textbook. Except I forgot I hid it there, and then I panicked again. And just a lot of anxiety around that. Part of the reason I didn't travel for almost half a decade after the pandemic was that I didn't have a lot of luck making new connections back home. You guys remember, I was in Phoenix almost 3 years before I went on my first date over there. And even then, I had to move heaven and earth to make that happen. And so I didn't want to leave Phoenix and miss opportunities. What I didn't realize was that by not doing that, I was really messing up my mental health and making it impossible for me to even think about dating, right? And not exactly the wisest. The other reason I didn't travel for 5 years is that you guys remember what I wanted to spend every penny that I had on, right? For almost 2 years until Trump took it away anyway, right? So anyway, I'm glad I figured it out. I'm actually gonna stop thinking about networking with other people back home in Phoenix. I'm gonna decouple my professional life and my social life. When I get back to Phoenix, it's gonna be pure business, right? My day job at the community college and my art projects are gonna be mostly just purely business ventures once I get home. And I'm gonna come here to Taiwan at least once a year to network with people. I think I'm gonna do it that way. Because a lot of times, part of the reason I don't speak up to the extent that I should at work is because I sometimes have inaccurate feelings for colleagues, for students, for even my boss sometimes, and it hinders my ability to conduct business, right? Uh, and Kind of like when I went to buy my car, like remember two months ago I was car shopping. I treated that like a business transaction. I didn't care very much if I hurt the feelings of the car dealer who was sitting across the table from me. No, it's like, what do I get out of this deal? How much do I pay? I didn't think too much about. The car dealer was trying to sell me a bunch of crap that I didn't need, and I, you know, I just told him straight up, this is not what I need, right? I sometimes get hindered from doing that at work because I have weird feelings for whoever I'm sitting across the table from. I allow students to walk all over me. Last semester, I had a student who claimed he got COVID 3, 4, 5 times and ended up taking the exam like a month after I should have closed out the course, right? If I didn't want to think about networking with people there, I would have shut that down long before it went that far, right? But unfortunately, sometimes I get weird feelings. I think that it might lead to me meeting the right girl, and it allows me to get walked on over, right? Ditto with colleagues who ask me to fill in at an odd shift, or you get the idea, right? But if I treat it like a business, hey, that doesn't work very well. This is actually costing me. It's costing me my time, sometimes my money, my sanity. It's costing me time that I could be spending in Taiwan, right? It's a lot easier to shut it down when it's viewed in that light, as opposed to maybe I'll meet somebody I could date by doing this favor, right? That's how I behaved for many years after the pandemic, actually. This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.